Welcome to the Mostly All Figured Out podcast, where we get real about the messy, unfiltered process of becoming the person you actually want to be in your career, your family, your friendships, and your love life. And because accountability is everything for me and my ADHD brain, I'm going to take on a new healthy habit every month, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So we're going to be doing things like waking up early every day, tracking our spending, working out consistently, posting consistently on our business social media accounts, and together we'll see in real time whether this stuff actually makes a difference and is worth giving a try. I am truly so grateful that you are here, and I'm so excited for what's next for us. So let's get into the episode and become the best versions of ourselves together. Welcome back to the Mostly All Figured Out podcast. I'm your host, Emily Rose. Happy July. It is July. I can't believe it. We are halfway through the year. What do we have to show for ourselves, babies? I don't know. I'm actually about to find out. I've spoken about this woman many times in her podcast, on my podcast, but I have an obsession with a woman called Francesca Amber. She is a podcaster, an author, and a very good manifester, a single mom. I love her. She's hilarious. She's based in England, and she has a book club that I'm a part of, a virtual book club, of course. But today, she is doing a halfway through the year goal review session, and I'm so excited for it. It is that time of year. If you made New Year's resolutions, number one, we're not going to shame ourselves. But number two, let's look back at it. Why wait until the end of the year? Let's pull those babies back out, okay? And let's have a look, see what we wrote down, what was important to us 6 months ago. Also, I don't know why, but my video is being very glitchy today. So if you are watching this on video, which, by the way, yes, we have a YouTube channel, but now we are able to put the video on our Apple podcast as well. So you can watch on Apple Podcasts too. But yeah, it's that time. We got to review our goals. I'm really excited about it. Definitely going to have some things to shift. There are some things that I achieved. There are some things that I don't think are... I don't know if there's any that I would take off, but there's one that I'm definitely like moving more into high priority level. It was more of a like, yeah, we'll figure this out and we'll do it when we get there. And now it's like, no, we need to figure it out now and we need to stop playing. And that is that I really need to have a part-time assistant very badly. And a lot of this is on me learning how to create systems and onboarding and take things that have been living in my head for the last almost 10 years and put them into processes and documents. And that, as a girl with ADHD that seems to be getting worse and worse, that's really hard for me. Like, that is the executive functioning part of me that doesn't function fully 100%. It's so hard for me to systemize things. Like, anyway, we're going to figure it out. That's going to be our main goal from now to the end of the year. Besides our money goals, obviously, we're still moving forward with that. And we're in a good place right now. We're not quite halfway there. Where are we right now? We're over a third of the way there. So that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a good spot. I'm definitely in a good spot. I'm significantly better spot than I was this time last year. It's actually crazy when I look at the numbers and the work I was doing and the people I was working with. I was working with great people, but just I have like an entire new team of contractors that I work with who specialize in specific things like graphic design and video production and project management now, content creation. So yeah, I do have a full suite of people, which is great. Maybe one of them can help me figure out why I'm glitching so much. I think I need a new computer. I actually think I need a new computer because I have no space. But I am doing this on a little hard drive that has like a terabyte. Anyway, I'm excited about that. I freaking love goal setting. I love reviewing goals. I love dreaming about my future. Let's go. Now, it is July. What is my habit this month that we are taking on? It is walking every morning. Yes, every single morning. I'm getting my little sneakers on and I'm taking a little walk, aiming for around 30 minutes. I have a route around my neighborhood that usually lands me somewhere between 30 and 37 minutes, depending on how engaged I am in a conversation or a podcast and how fast I'm walking. So I'm I'm really enjoying it. So this is day 3 that I'm recording this on. It's July 3rd. And it feels very luxurious. So far, so good. The hardest part is honestly getting past my own, not judgment of myself, but it's very hard to justify taking 30 to 40 minutes to just go outside and like touch grass. You know what I mean? I'm a single mom. I'm a business owner. I am growing. Like, it's not even like I'm trying to grow. I'm growing. I have tons of work right now. I have plenty to do. Like I said, I need help because I'm very rapidly approaching the point of not having the capacity. And I don't want to do that. I love all the projects that I'm taking on, which is also really great. But yeah, there's a lot going on. My house is fucking, oh, excuse my language. Like, I've never sworn on this podcast before. But my house is a mess. You know, it's a mess all the time. I really would love to feel as though I have enough to be able to get a cleaner in here at least like a couple times a month. If anyone listening has a cleaner and they are a local person to Buffalo, New York, please let me know if you really like them and they are reasonably priced. To be honest, I don't even know what a reasonably priced cleaning person or team is. I don't know what that reasonable price is. So let me know. If you use the a service like this, please send me a DM, inform me, because I don't know. Yeah. So it can be hard justifying going out there and just smelling the flowers. And I have my neighborhood is dream neighborhood. I do have an episode, I think, about how I manifested the home that I live in now. I rent this place, but it is a full single family home, 2 floors, 4-bedroom, front porch of my dreams, back deck, fenced in backyard, like open concept. I love it. I love it so much. In my dream neighborhood, like this, in my opinion, this neighborhood, the Parkside neighborhood, is the cutest, best neighborhood in Buffalo. I said it. It is. I think it is. I love it. It's so cute. On my 30 to 40 minute walk, I walk past buffalo bison, real ones, not mascots, at the zoo, giraffes, because the zoo is on my route, plus Delaware Park, which was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, who was a famous landscape architect. It's a dream. It's a dream. And my neighborhood is just so cute. And it's built as tons of like old homes that were built with pieces of buildings from the Pan American Exposition. I mean, it's just so cozy, so many trees. I love it. So it's really wonderful also that I get this time to appreciate something that I manifested, which is living in this dream neighborhood of mine. Now, that said, last month was waking up at 5 a.m. and seeing if that would make a difference for me. Short story is, yes, it did make a difference for me. I am still doing it. I'm going to keep it up. Top 3 things that I noticed that were positives from waking up at 5 a.m. So number 1, definitely had a decrease in anxiety. Waking up and having to immediately rush in and jump into getting the kids ready and find something to make breakfast with and blah, blah. Doing that after hitting snooze a million times was not the vibe. That's not the way to start your day, especially as a mom, especially as a single parent. My time with them I don't have them all the time. So when I do have them, I want it to be a really calming, lovely, joy-filled experience. Is it going to be that all the time? No. There's still an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old boy. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. However, I wasn't helping myself by waking up like that. So having that time for me to like ground, it's so lovely. That in itself is life-changing for me and the boys. Also, I think it helped strengthen like the muscle of trust in myself, if that makes sense. Because I showed up so consistently for myself, it was 24 days in total last month. There was like a couple weekend days and we went on a trip. So I missed like a Monday once where I didn't. But otherwise, I really stuck to it. And there is something about sticking to a promise that you make to yourself that is so life-changing. I've talked about this so many times before. It really, really is true. For me, I always think about 2021, January 2021, okay? Picture it. We're still very much in pandemic mode, especially in the winter, you know? Everybody just went to Christmas with their families and thought it was going to be okay, and now everybody's sick. Grandma's not doing well, right? So I'm unwell. I have at this point, January, can she do math quickly? Like 8-month-old baby, okay? I have an 8-month-old infant. He doesn't sleep. Swear to God. I know they always say, oh, babies don't. No, this kid did not sleep, okay? For 9 months, he did not sleep. For the most amount of time, like the longest chunk that he would sleep was 2 hours. That's devastating, and it really, really messes with you. I know now what it feels like to be severely sleep deprived, and it does some really bad things to you. So my heart goes out to any parents of infants or young children or old children, any children who don't allow them to sleep. God bless you. So that January, every year, there was a few years in a row that I did this, that I was really trying to get into yoga, which is interesting. So I'm trying to get back into it now. Maybe I'm just like meant to be a yoga person. I keep coming back to it. But every January, there's this free yoga program called, she's a YouTuber, Yoga with Adrienne, right? And she does free yoga. It's really lovely. It's so good for beginners. And every January, she does a month-long, like, kick off the year with every day doing a yoga class with her, right? She sends you a little calendar. You can check it off. It's like very intentional each day, what you're doing. And I had tried it multiple years before and never actually stuck with doing all 30 days, right? For whatever reason, I was like, I'm doing it this time. Yeah, I'm not sleeping, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this for myself. And guess what? I fucking did it. I did it. I did 30 days of yoga every day. And sometimes in the middle of taking a class, because I would do it at night before bed, before I tried to go to bed, sometimes he would wake up while I was taking the class, and I would pause it, and then I would go back in his room, and then I'd come back and keep doing it. And I think about that because the years before that, I didn't have that obstacle. I didn't have an infant who wasn't sleeping and was waking me up and was making me absolutely delirious and giving me ocular migraines. He wasn't, but the lack of sleep was, right? That wasn't an issue. And yet I couldn't get it done. I couldn't stick to it. And this isn't a whole other thing, right? I think the other lesson is how sometimes you have to go through hard stuff to accomplish things, which is really, really annoying. And I hate that about life, but it really is true, especially for me. The point is that the circumstances were not ideal, and yet I made it happen. And I look back on that all the time now and say, and it makes me feel something so like grounding and lovely and warm inside of me. That's just like, yeah, I know I can keep a promise to myself. I know that I will show up for me at the end of the day. I will show up for me, and I'm going to take care of me no matter what. And that is a wonderful, beautiful feeling. And it really helps you in so many other things that you do. Third thing, keeping it moving, that was a good thing that came from 5 a.m.s is I did maintain my focus and like general productivity, maybe even elevate it a little bit. And what's especially incredible about this is that on top of all of this, right, there's a lot of factors. This was not a controlled experience. There was a lot of factors that were added in to the month of June. Number one, my children ended school. Their last day was June 11th. So most of that month they were not in school. Okay. Number two, it was my busiest event month of the year. So my business, I do event planning for nonprofits and corporate organizations. I do some fundraising stuff. I do some storytelling stuff with social media and video production, etc. Last month, I had 3 client events, 2 of which were on the same day. And on top of all that, like, yes, I have these 2, it was 2 clients, 3 clients, 4 events, technically. I still also had to do work for my other clients. Like, I still have to get the social media posts going. I still have to keep planning for the November gala. Like, there's still other things I have to go on. So it wasn't even like those are the only things I have to focus on, right? So that was all happening. And the craziest part of all, the most challenging factor, is for unfortunate reasons, I no longer have Addies. I don't have my Adderall anymore. I just don't. And I'm not going to have it probably until November if we decide to go back on it. But I don't have Adderall, and I had to go off it this month. And so the fact that I was able to keep my momentum and get through these events and keep my other clients moving really is incredible. And I do think that waking up at 5 a.m., having that grounding time to set my intentions for the day, make my to-do list for the day, and do whatever I needed to do before anyone expected anything from me or needed anything from me really, really made a big difference. Now, I want to tell you my top 6 tips for implementing waking up at 5 a.m. into your life. These are not in order, but the best tip is at the end. Okay, so you have to listen to the end. It's the best one. I'm telling you right now, this one is, if I had nothing else, the number 1 tip is it. But here's my top tips for starting to wake up at 5 a.m. Number 6. No. Yes. Number 1. We'll start with 1 because this is too much. Number 1. Prepare for your morning the night before. So little things like when I wake up in the morning, one thing that gets me out of bed is knowing that there is a delicious cup of coffee on the other end. So every night I'm cleaning out my little coffee filter. I'm cleaning it out. I'm setting it up. I don't like to put water in the night before. It freaks me out, water just like sitting in there. But it's all clean. It's ready for me to fill it the next day. I put a little lighter next to my candle that I'm going to light. I put my journal and my pen on the table. So I just like set my things up. For you, maybe if you want to start your day by getting a workout in, have your workout clothes laid out. Maybe already have them on actually, and just have your sneakers there ready for you. Have a water bottle in the fridge for yourself. Put your vitamins and your meds out on the cupboard so that when you come down, you can just go ahead and grab them. You know, any ways that you can make your morning routine and the things you want to get done that morning more seamless and easier to accomplish, do that. And it makes you feel so cozy and lovely doing things for your future self. Like that is another thing that there's just something so warm and wonderful about taking care of yourself ahead of time. It's really lovely. Number 2, consume content that supports the idea of either waking up early or pushing yourself. Okay? It's way easier, and it feels like significantly less of a challenge if you are surrounded by either real life people who are like tangibly in your life, or you're consuming content all the time of people who just do this and it's just normal, right? Because if you are around people who are like, oh my God, 5 a.m., that's crazy. Or like anytime you tell someone that you love or like you're consuming content of like, yeah, no, I'm sleeping until 9 a.m., it makes you feel like it's so much harder than it actually is. If you're talking to people who are like, oh my gosh, I interviewed someone who is, as soon as I edit his podcast, sorry, Devon, you will get to hear the conversation, but he wakes up at 4 a.m. and he's been waking up at 4 a.m., right? So 5 a.m. to him is even easier. So there really is something about that, the saying of 5, you're a reflection of the 5 people you're closest to. It doesn't necessarily have to mean like just your friends. It also means like the content you're consuming. Maybe it's what you're looking at on Instagram or TikTok. What is your feed full of? Is it full of people who are crabbing all the time and like, or is it full of people who are doing the hard things to achieve their goals? Okay, so think about that. Number 3, have daily accountability. This is also a very, very big one. So my daily accountability was, of course, the podcast community, right? So I started by posting day 1 on Instagram, and then I got a TikTok. So now we're on TikTok. Make sure you follow at Mostly All Figured Out. And posting every day, first of all, it brought me joy. Actually, it was one of the things I did in the morning, and I just kind of like enjoyed creating something first thing. But also I felt like, okay, people are watching, and even if they're not engaging, which I wish you would, please engage with my content. It really would fill me up. I know you're watching. I know you're watching because you see me out. You see me out and about and you're like, oh, wow, saw you're waking up at 5 a.m. Did ya? Sister, why don't you give me a like? Huh? Okay, help me out. It's free. It's free. Anyway, I'm not going to shame people today. Too late. Already did. Sorry. Accountability. So having the social media community, the podcast community, knowing that y'all are watching and listening, even if I can't see you, that actually really did help me. I also had a friend who was texting me in the morning, a couple friends who were texting me in the morning just to check in and make sure that I was awake, which really helped at the beginning to know that like I was going to get that text from them. And if I didn't respond, they would be like, hey, where are you? What's going on? So that was tremendously helpful. And those people who were my accountability already were waking up at 5 a.m. So again, it's like, not only am I getting accountability, I'm also surrounding myself with people who already see the value in this and who are already doing it. So it's like double win. Number 4, have one of the first things you do in your routine be something that really fills you up and makes you happy, especially for getting it started. Like for me, knowing that on the other end of pushing through those first few painful minutes was a warm cup of coffee that I could enjoy in its entirety. And just like I love writing. I love my handwriting. I know that's a weird thing, but I really enjoy my handwriting in particular. So like just sitting there, putting my cozy lo-fi music on, enjoying my coffee, and being able to just indulge in whatever my thoughts are really became something that I really, really enjoyed. And even making the social media reels, like that brought me a lot of joy to create something. So that helped with the getting up because I knew that was on the other end of it. So think about what that might be for you. So maybe if you want to start working out as part of your morning routine, but working out is still also kind of a hard thing, maybe don't do your workout at 6. Do your workout at 7. Do something else first. What is something for you? Maybe it's coloring. Maybe it is writing. Maybe it's creating and something, whatever art form speaks to you. Could be videos. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's sitting on your front porch and just sipping your coffee and watching people walking their dogs early in the morning. Whatever it is, do that first. Number 5, tell people about it. Here's the thing. Here's one thing about me. If I have an idea and I'm going to try it, everyone's going to know, right? I will often see these videos of people saying, work silently. Hide yourself and your ideas. Close yourself in a room, in a box with no light, and get to work and tell no one about it. Don't tell anyone, just move and then come out and be an entirely different person. First of all, I don't think that actually is realistic at all. Second of all, I think that is a horrible thing to do. I actually think that's terrible advice. I get the idea. The idea is that sometimes you tell people that you love, like your friends or your family, friends that are closest to you, oh, I have this dream and this is what I want to do. And often, not often, but a lot of times those people, because they love you and because they have their own fears and biases, will discourage whatever that dream is, right? Or judge you for even thinking it. If you have people like that, don't tell them, but don't not tell anybody, because here's what happens when you tell people. You get access to more resources to support. Things start coming your way because people know that that's what you want. If no one knows what you're doing or what you want or what you need, how are you going to get it silently in your little box by yourself? We all need help. We need support. And we need to put our goals and our dreams and our things out there to the universe so that we can receive whatever we don't even know we need. So tell everyone, actually, because it also, it's like, it's another form of accountability, you know? So like I said, I will be out and about and seeing people because Buffalo is the world's biggest fishbowl. And people will be like, oh, how's 5 a.m. going? You know, and it keeps me accountable. I went to Free Street Tavern. There it is. I went to Free Street Tavern one night, a couple of nights. And one of the nights I was there way past what I thought I was going to be. Okay. And my good pal Josh, listen to his podcast episode. It's like 36 or something like that. It's one of the earlier ones. Looked at me at one point and said, you should go home. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I did. And I don't know why I needed that permission, but for some reason that night I did need the permission. But it feels good to have people looking out for you in your dreams, you know? Surround yourself with good people. Tell them what you're doing, okay? Finally, the big one, number 6, or number 1, if you're talking about which's the most important. Charge your phone across the room, okay? This, I cannot emphasize enough how much of a difference it makes to have your alarm many steps away from where you lay your head at night. I also just think it's very good for us to not have our phones right next to our heads when we're sleeping at night. But that's a different thing. Having to get up, and especially if you have children, I know this is scary. I know this puts us in some terrifying territory. But nothing will motivate you more to leap the fuck out of bed and turn that shit off than knowing that your 6-year-old or your 3-year-old or your 4-year-old is one door over, okay, with ears like a bat. So I jump out of bed, I turn that thing off, and it is so much easier to win the battle in my head of justification of, oh, well, you're really tired and you had to, look at how cozy your bed is. If you could just, no, because I just keep walking. I grab my phone and then my feet just keep going to the bathroom. There they go. They're already in the bathroom. And now we're doing it. And now we're in it. And we're washing our face and we're brushing our teeth. Cannot stress that enough. That is the biggest, best, easiest way to help yourself, especially if you are like me and you are hitting snooze constantly. I mean, literally, I would hit snooze every 9 minutes for anywhere from 45 minutes to like 2 hours. Okay. Every 9 minutes, I would just hit that baby constantly. And when it is right next to you, it is very easy to do that. It is not as easy to do that when it is across the room. That is my tips for you today. I hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July weekend. I don't know. I hate so many things about this country, but whatever. Like, independence from Great Britain is great, isn't it? I think so. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, share my shit. The posts, the episodes. Tell people about it. It means a lot to me. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.